Hi everyone, and welcome back to Vitruvian Art. I have a tutorial for you today on our blue-green water stone thing. I don't really have a name for it, so that's just what we're going to go with. I have a list of colors for you, and I found out, guys, that Blick Studio is actually a wax-based pencil. It's not an oil-based. I actually emailed Blick Studio or Dick Blick and asked them about it, and it is actually a wax-based. So that means I'm going to have to break down and get some Faber-Castell polychromos so that I know what a high-quality oil-based pencil feels like. So I'll have to get those. Anyway, today we have light yellow, ice green, which is interesting. It's just a very light, almost neon type green. I have ice blue, which is just a very light blue. This is my new phone, by the way, and it keeps getting blurry. My bad. It's kind of just sky blue, super light blue. I have a dark blue, just dark blue. I have no idea why this phone keeps doing that. Alright, that's a little bit better. And a black for my shadows, because I really like high contrast in all of my gems. So that's what we have. To start off with, what I do is I take a fine liner, one of my many fine liners. This one is a Pigma Micron 01. It's little tiny. And I do my lines first. And I don't actually plan these lines, like, pretty much ever. I just kind of go with what I feel like looks good and kind of feels organic, or however I want my stone to look. Like I said, I don't plan these out. I just go for it. If you have a certain way you want to do it, or a certain way you want yours to look, or a pattern, you could do that. That's it. It's all up to you. Like I said, I don't plan it out, so I just go for it, and it generally ends up looking cool. So that's what I go for, is cool looking stuff. You know, I'm super technical. Once we get this in, we're just going to do the basic shadows like you can find in the basic stone tutorial that I did. And it's just shadows over where it's going to fade away and away from our direct light source, which is going to be, our direct light source is here, coming from this direction. So our shadow will be down over here, like you can see. And then the lightest part comes down and hits our stone. Why does it keep doing that? And then our dark shadow is over here. So, goodness gracious. I'm going to have to change the settings on this. And then I think I like this big open space over here. I'm going to have to change the focus on this, I think. But we'll go for it and see how it turns out. So, I'm going to start a little tiny bit with my black, because I do want to put in some of the shadow, and I am touching as lightly as basically possible, because I do not want so much overpowering shadow at this point. I just want to put in the shadow so I know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. The entire edge is almost in shadow because the stone edge is going away from me because it's rounded and it pops off the page. And so I do tend to put a little bit of shadow all the way around it and right at the edges. And I'm trying to stay where this thing will be focused. I'll change the settings. This is my new camera phone, so still working out kinks and trying things out with it. My apologies, y'all. And of course, there will be pictures up of this, and I will link everything to this tutorial. So that's what we got there. And then, let's see. What else did I do? I've got to remember. It's been a while since I did this other one. But I'm going to start with the dark blue and kind of go up in values from there. I like to rough in all the colors first and then go back and do all the other stuff to the gem and really finish it off layer by layer. And I believe I did this other gem with these pencils because I would think I was still trying them out and trying to figure out everything that they could do. I always like to do gems as like a test, you know, to see what they can really, really do. I'm going to go to the green after this because I want there to be an even distribution of green throughout this gem. Because the entire thing is like blue-green, and I just want it to be like layer on layer on layer of colors, which brings just so much variation and depth to it. And I really enjoy that in all of my gems, not just this one. And I'm going to go to my light blue. It's ice blue is mine. But I've checked with my praying pencils, which are also wax based. They're a cheaper, more like student grade variation of a wax pencil, and the sky blue is really, really close to this. So, and then right here is going to be the lightest, and I'm going to go with yellow right here. So that's where our light's going to be, like right here. It's going to come in and hit like right on the middle of the gem, or the stone, gemstone. You guys know what I mean. And so I want my lightest part to be here, and then we'll build depth into each of these little things. So that's where I want my lightest part to be. So I'm going to put the lightest color there so that we can build depth around it and begin building shadows and whatnot into it. So taking my light blue, I'm going to go in and start accenting different parts of my lines. And just wherever I feel like. It's not, I don't plan these out. I just kind of go in and pick spots. Thinking, hey, I want some blue here, or I want more green here, or wherever. My pencil should actually be a little bit sharper for this to make sure that I get in there, but that's okay. And I do not use a lot of pressure. I like to use lots of layers instead, because I think that more layers gives more depth to your gem, and it also helps with just blending in general, has been my experience with it. Now, you could be different. You could want to blend every single phase of the gem. You're more than welcome to. Let me know how it turns out. I like to do it like this. So, if you choose to do it differently, of course, do it differently. And tag me and make a pretty gem and show me. Because you know me, I want to see all of them all the time. If you are watching my tutorial and you're not in one of my gem groups, my gem group is Gem Hose, actually. And I'll have the link in below in the description box for you. Going in with my green. So I want some more powerful greens in here. You can find me on Facebook if you want to follow all my gem work and the gem books that I do and all the coloring books that I do. I do the cutie books, I do the gem books, I do tutorials, I do all kinds of fun things. Lately I've gotten into watercolor, which is super interesting, but I'm kind of a control freak, so it freaks me out when I can't have complete control, and watercolor is hard to control. So, and let's see. Let's go in with the dark blue. And do some more shadows around the edges. Bring in some more depth to our gem. Then we're going to come in and bring in little bits and parts of it in here. Going over some parts of where I've already darkened it. And the more layers you have, the more vivid and intense the colors seem to get, which is kind of awesome. If you ask me. I mean, you know. If you're a beginner, I have lots of beginning tutorials as well. If you join my group, I'm always in and around there, or at least I try and be, so that I can help with questions or anything else. I like to ask and I like to help and I like to answer questions. So if you do get in, just let me know that you watched one of my videos and you want to be in my group. It'd be super cool to have you. I've got 2 gem books out so far that are full of all kinds of really, really cool designs. And they're all designed for gems, of course. And there's everything from like crowns and tiaras to like just all kinds of fun stuff. And my 3rd one is about to come out. I'm using my black again, by the way, because I really want this to be a dark shadow over here. And so I'm bringing in more depth with it. And then we're going to go in and blend the whole gem. So, the way I do them is right now I've been using for the amount of, mostly because of the speed of the blending, I use a little bit of mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits in a jar with a sponge, and then just a little paper stump. And just blend my gems that way. And my colors do get mixed up, so I try and you can hear it, I'm sure, but it makes them vibrant, and it does pull up some of the pigment, which is just fine because we'll probably do more layers, but I like to have a smooth, real smooth blend. I normally use either the mineral spirits or a Prismacolor colorless blender pencil because you can get great blends with that as well. This is just a little bit faster and you don't have to take as much time with it. And because I don't know how long I have to record on this video, that's what we're doing. So that's that. And then I just put the little cork back on my holder over here. At this point, I want to go back in with my light blue. And I'm going to sharpen it real quick over here. And find some more points to put in blue. Actually, looking at my other one, I kind of want to go in with my dark blue. And do that so that I get more contrast in it. So that's what we're really going for here, right? Contrast and bringing up shadows inside of the gem and or the stone, whatever. It's the same thing, almost. It's almost the same thing. Don't quote me on that. Gems and stones are a little bit different because of where the light is placed and how the shadow and the light hits it. So there are differences. I like both. I think they're both really, really awesome. And I enjoy doing both of them. And I'll be coming back on and doing probably another stone, maybe a gem. Kind of depends on what I see, what I want to do, and what's not. So, like I said, I just pick these and pull out where I think some of the dark should be. Where I think it would look good. maybe where I think there's like little inclusions in my stone. And I think I want to go back in with my yellow actually and see if I can blend some of these out and make things brighter and happier. Yellow's my tip broke. How dare it? Yellow is a very happy color. You could also use a white pencil if you're using like Prismacolors or something like that, because Prismacolors have a very opaque white. You could come in here with a white pencil if you wanted to do that. I could grab my white, I guess. I think I'll stick with what I got. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You guys like that? I like that. I like how bright it is right here. So what I want to do is, because I've got so much darker down here, and I like how dark this is, but I also want some differences in there. So I'm going to bring in, or get back here with my green, and bring some of this green up here. I'm like really bring it in. I'm pushing a little bit harder now, not a whole bunch actually. Just letting y'all know my pressure. I don't actually ever color very hard with any of the pencils, so I prefer layers over just using pressure to get my looks and colors and stuff. So, isn't it pretty? Ooh, I like it. I know, I'm silly. It's cool. I'm weird. I'm just coming in with my black again, making sure that we really have this over here going away from us, because shadows go down and get dark, especially when you want something to pop off the page like this. So I think I might bring this up right here just a little bit, just a lot of depth right there. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting like way too excited about this. Bring back the dark blue into some of these areas. See, and I just play with it back and forth. But that's about it. And then I've got my trusty little jelly roll. And I know that a lot of people have problems with these. And basically, I just get it started, usually on another piece of paper. See, there it is. And I'll roll it around and get the jelly roll started first before I go onto my gem. That way it's flowing and everything already. And then you always want to follow the shape of your gem. And I do little scratchy lines, and then I go back in and see where I want to thicken them. So like that, and then once I've got the general shape, I go back, and I'm telling y'all, I'm like barely touching the paper, because I think that's how my jelly roll works, or at least that's how I've experienced it. You have to be it's so finicky, and I know that a lot of people have problems with them. Others have like no problems with them. So kind of just depends, I guess, on your pen. I don't know. Come on, phone. Don't be like that. There we go. Trying to focus. And then I go around, because there's always light bouncing around other places. So I usually go around like this. Maybe one down here. Ta-da! Okay, so there you guys go. And I do all kinds of funny little things just because. But that is my basic little stone. And I hope you like it. And I know I like it because I like all my little stones. So, or at least most of them. Anyway, have a great day. I hope you make a stone. And I hope you follow my tutorial. And I hope you show me and tag me. And you can find me and all my links down below. And you can follow me. And you can get on my Facebook and annoy me or whatever you'd like to do. So, I hope to see you there. Talk to you later. Bye.